Hi guys, ET1 Sammy back again with part 2, Love in a Foreign Land. That's what we're going to call this. So part 2, I'm doing these videos back to back because I have time today. Over the next couple of days, I'm not really going to have a lot of time because we got New Year's coming. I'm having a house party with some friends, just like my Thanksgiving Day party. So I apologize for being in casual again. I'm just knocking off 3 or 4 videos today because I have time today to do this on my Sunday fun day. Let me just turn off that reflection. There we go. That's a little bit better. Sorry about that. Anyway, part 2 of Love in a Foreign Land. Where did we leave off? We left off with Jay, my acquaintance from Alaska, USA, white guy, really nice, 46, 2016. And my casual friend L and him were traipsing about Gangnam, enjoying the nightlife. And Jay had met this younger lady, younger than him, by about, I'm going to say, between 11 and 15 years. He's 46, she's about 31, 32 at this point. Yeah, so there's about 11 to 13 years difference between the two. Or 15 years, whatever it is. Anyway, there's an age difference there. And Jay's a nice guy. I mean, like, nice looking. He's a little bit on the stockier side, but he's tall. Really tall. Nice blonde hair, blue eyes, dimples, cute face, but not skinny or thin in any way, or athletic. He's a truck driver. So, he's got good arms, and the girls love it. They're always looking at his arms. Short sleeve season, and he's got a couple tattoos, so the girls like that. Anyway, where do we leave off? So, he's in his end of his first month of his second trip to Korea, and he has now met, now, in that time, he's gone out and he's met some people and he's hung out and he's done all sorts of things. But what happened, and I wasn't there, but this is what I was told. So just so you know, Jay's the one who's told me this story. Okay, and I've put 1 + 1 together, or 2 + 2, and I figured things out because again, I've lived here a long time, so I know what goes on. So Jay has met Kay, and she has, being the lady that she is, has learned how to apply her skills to get what she wants. So, and Jay is, I'm not going to say he's naive, but he knew what the story was. But like most men, and here's where the problem began, he thinks that he can change her. He thinks he's going to be the knight in shining armor, that he's going to rescue her from this lifestyle, and that she's going to be forever grateful, and that they can create a life together. I'm stepping a little bit ahead of myself here, but that's basically most men's mindset when it gets to this type of relationship with a professional lady. Let's put it that way. So he immediately, starts going out with her as much as possible. She's still working, but he's always there at her place of employment. Let's just say this bar. So he's always there, at least 3 nights a week, spending money. And then when she's not working, they're going out, dinners and shopping, and he's buying her things. Now at this point, I don't know the details of the private life, okay? And I'm not going to get into that, but I'm 90% sure that nothing has happened at this point. Nothing intimately physical. They've been physical, but not intimately physical, privately. Publicly, yeah, there's been, a little bit of cuddling and canoodling and kissing, whatever. But privately, I don't think there has been at this point. So let's fast forward a little bit. And they've let's go to the end of his trip. So he's been here 3 months. He's got his 90 days, and he's just getting ready to leave. He's got a 90-day tourist visa. So he's getting ready to leave, and he's like, to her, I really like you, and I'd like to see you again. And she's like, oh, I really like you too, but, I can't come to the States. It's too far for me and whatever. She didn't, I don't know the details of the conversation, but I can pretty well imagine it. And he's like, well, why don't you come for Christmas? I have, 2 weeks off, and you can come for Christmas. And she's like, well, Alaska's very cold. She says, no, we'll go down to my house in Florida. He has a house in Florida. I forgot to mention this. He has a house in Florida. So she's like, okay, well, why don't we text a little bit later and work out the details? So for her to get a visa to come to America, not a problem. Tourist visa. It's very easy. She just a visa on arrival. She has a passport and everything like that. So, or I assume she had a passport. Well, she ended up going. Let's put it that way. So she had a passport. The visa wasn't a problem. She goes. And she meets him in Florida. And they have a great 2-week holiday. Now, I'm going to assume at that point that there was some physical intimacy because she was staying at his house. And again, I don't ask him the details of what happened, but from what I had heard, he was, head over heels in love. It was my impression. At this point, we had become not close friends, but his Facebook, he would post things, and I could see that he was, totally enamored with her. So that vacation ended. She came back. Now, I don't know her personally. I wasn't involved in speaking with her or anything like that. So I don't know her side. I just know what he's told me. Now let's fast forward to the third trip, 2017 spring. Now in that time, between Christmas and spring, they are video chatting, texting, and all of this. And he knows what she does. He's not naive. And she has started with the, I don't want to say sob story, but she has started with the stories of, I don't make that much. I have to pay this, and living in Seoul is expensive, and blah, 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 blah. All of the sob stories. And he's saying, well, when I come this time, I want you to stay with me. You won't have to, how much do you make a month? How much do you need to live? And I'll pay your, rent and your expenses so you don't have to work. So she's like, okay. She's gonna, she's not asking. He's offering. So what happens this time, the third time, is that's what happens. She stays with him at his hotel. She doesn't work, and he gives her money to live. She says, I have to still pay my rent. So he's giving her that money. Now, whether or not she still kept the apartment, it's another story. But she's getting this money. Right? You guess as to whether or not she kept her apartment, or subletted it for the 3 months that he was here. So during that time, they spent the whole time together, and they traveled all over Korea. They traveled to Jeju, Busan, staying in hotels, nice places. They went to Japan for a weekend. He paid for everything, flights, hotels, food, everything. So at the end of the trip, he asks again, I want you to come to the States, and I want you to stay with me for 3 months this time. Which means that she will stay in Alaska. So she's thinking, okay, well, I need to pay for my rent and everything like that. He's like, oh, don't worry, I'll send you some money and everything. So let's fast forward, and yeah, she decides, yeah, okay, I'll take that deal. November, December, January, so 3 months, which is the tourist visa. So she gets that, and they spend that time together. Now, here's where the story takes a little twist. And she arrives. Oh, no, sorry. What they did was, sorry, I made a mistake. No, not 3 months, 6 months. So 1 month, he wanted her to stay the 8 months, like the whole time. But I can't remember what happened, but what they did was they did 3 months, and then she flew out to Canada or something, and then came back a week later to reset her tourist visa, or something happened. I'm not too sure about the visa, what they did, but she was there for 8 months for the whole time. So she flew back with him at the end of summer and stayed with him. So she's in Alaska now, and he's starting to work. He works 12 hours a day, and she's just staying at home. Is that a good place to end? Yeah, I think that's a good place to end. Part 2 of Love in a Foreign Land. Where do you think happens next? Why don't you comment down below and let me know what you think. Itaewon Sammy, Part 3 coming up soon. I'm out.